10 signs you are dealing with a victim narcissist. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. I do not like the conventional descriptions of narcissists as covert, vulnerable, grandiose, overt, etc., because ultimately they are too broad. It's appropriate to talk about covert behaviours, or vulnerable behaviours, or grandiose behaviours, but to describe someone as a grandiose narcissist covers too wide an area, and hence, many years ago, I developed a classification system of school and cadre. The school, explaining all about the behaviours and actions of the narcissists, demonstrating where there are certain narcissists that use both covert and overt behaviours, some exhibiting vulnerability alongside grandiosity. It's a much more effective system that goes into a greater degree of detail and helps people understand the differing types of narcissists. But alongside the school, I developed also the cadres, victim, somatic, cerebral, or elite, which assist people in understanding the preferences of the narcissist. All narcissists naturally have a victim mentality, but many of them may not necessarily display that. Others do to a greater extent. And with the particularly pathetic victim cadre, it's important to be able to spot the signs that support that you're dealing with such an individual, so that you can then make informed decisions about what you're going to do. And I'm going to take you through 10 signs that show a victim narcissist. Number 1, perpetual portrayal of victimhood. The victim cadre narcissist is forever the martyr in their own narrative. They recount endless tales of misfortune, illnesses that never quite resolve, betrayals by friends and family, financial woes caused by unfair circumstances. This is not simple complaining. It is an instinctive bid for fuel. It can manifest as crude, repetitive whining. Why does this always happen to me? The world is against me. There may be some passive-aggressive layer, the dramatic sigh of, I guess I'm just cursed with bad luck, unlike everyone else. Your sympathetic response to these perpetual portrayals of victimhood, your offers of help, your words of comfort, the mothering that you might provide, not only gives positive fuel, but it also leads often to the provision of residual benefits. 2. The exaggeration of ailments and hardships. Health issues are the victim cadre's bread and butter. A fractured eyelash is a life-threatening ordeal. A slight setback at work is evidence of systemic persecution. The lesser victim might fabricate symptoms outright. There's nothing wrong with them, they're complete hypochondriac, and they demand that you drop everything to tend to them. In some instances, often seen more likely with mid-range narcissists, there is a genuine illness or injury, but it becomes exacerbated, embellished. They often will talk in such vague terms about mysterious pains or exhaustion from stress to elicit this ongoing concern. If you're unwell, you can expect it to be out-illed by the victim narcissist. Whatever you've got, they've got it, but worse. Because, of course, it can't be about you, it has to be about them. And any setback in terms of ailments or hardships, both real or imagined, must be attended to by you. And the victim mentality is to utilise that time and time again to essentially triangulate you with their real or perceived ailments or hardships. 3. Blaming external forces for all failures. Remember, nothing is the victim cadre narcissist's fault. Bosses are tyrannical, partners are abusive, society is rigged against them. This externalization protects their fragile construct from the wound of accountability. The victim narcissist rages at these persecutors, maybe even sometimes physically lashing out, and then will reframe it as self-defense. They may well weep or sulk, drawing you in to validate their innocence. Fuel naturally is gathered through your agreement. Yes, it's not fair. You're the real victim here. This reinforces that mindset and draws you all the closer. Number 4. Seeking sympathy as a primary interaction. Conversations with the victim narcissist are sympathy-seeking marathons. They probe for your compassion with leading questions. Don't you feel sorry for me? or "Can you believe what I've been through?" They will utilize emotional blackmail, often subtlety applied by the mid-ranger and outright demand by the lesser. Pity is their fuel variant. As potent as admiration is, for certain narcissists, they thrive in receiving this pity, and thus they will seek again and again sympathy from you as the victim narcissist. Number 5. Denial of other victims' status. A hallmark of the victim cadre narcissist is their monopoly on suffering. If you share your troubles, they dismiss them or one-up them. That's nothing compared to with what I'm dealing with, they will say. Often, and particularly seen with lesser victim narcissists, they will accuse you of faking it. This stems from a zero-sum view of fuel. Sympathy for you means there isn't any for them. Therefore, you must pay attention to their vulnerabilities. They invalidate your pain. You think that's bad? Try living with my condition. They must remain the ultimate sufferer for the purposes of gaining that control and fuel. Number 6, an entitlement to special treatment. The victim cadre believes their victimhood grants them exceptions, priorities in queues, forgiveness for rudeness, financial aid without repayment. Look for those signs. It might be the case that certain victims will bully others into compliance, while others guilt through tales of woe. Entitlement, of course, is baked into narcissism, but for this cadre, it's justified by perceived injustices. They expect you to accommodate their needs first, always. If because I've had a hard life becomes their excuse for anything, from skipping bills to emotional unavailability, you're more than likely dealing with a victim narcissist. 7. Manipulation through guilt and obligation. Guilt is the victim cadre's weapon of choice. They will remind you, bringing up the past, of past sacrifices, invariably exaggerated to compel compliance. After all I've been through, you owe me this. They layer it on with emotional appeals. Fuel flows from your obligated responses, strengthening their control over you. Do you feel a constant pull of duty towards this individual? Do you feel that you're always having to take up the slack in relation to this person? Do you feel that you're always having to run around after them, mothering them, mollycoddling them? You're likely dealing with that victim narcissist. Number 8, resistances to solutions or help. Offer therapy, a job, advice, a way forward, a solution, it's invariably rejected. Nothing works for me, they claim, or you don't understand my unique suffering. The lesser victim will dismiss it angrily, claiming that you don't get it and that you fail to understand. The mid-range victim may agree superficially, but then sabotages it. You see, a solution threatens their victim status. It will cure the ill, which will then deprive them of the ability to assert control over you and draw fuel. Therefore, any solution that you offer will be repeatedly rebuffed. It'll be explained as something that can't be achieved, that it won't work, again and again. 9. Mothering. There are particular victim narcissists that basically become infantilized. They behave very much like children. They become helpless, that they create a feigned helplessness so that you have to step in. Whether it is from making them their meals, arguing with people on their behalf, taking them places, carrying them up the stairs, even wiping their backsides and giving them injections. They will require this extensive mothering because they behave like an infant that needs to be picked up and cuddled. Number 10. A long-term pattern of unresolved drama. You will see, should you remain around long enough, that the victim cadre's life remains a cycle of crises. There's no evolving, there's no learning. Relationships always fall due to other people's fault because they didn't support them. Health worsens without medical pursuit. Finances crumble just from bad luck. This ongoing pattern is as a consequence of the fact that the narcissist that is the victim must remain in that status of the victim because that is how they control, that is how they gain their fuel, character traits and residual benefits. And if you see a long-term pattern of unresolved issues and drama, it may well be the case that you're dealing with a victim narcissist. The victim narcissist is perhaps the ultimate emotional parasite. They ensnare through your compassion. They devalue through demands and disengage when you no longer provide them with all of the help that they believe that they are entitled to. Arm yourself with this knowledge so that you can spot them. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.